Today we're going to talk about Gen Z said they'll go back in the office if you normalize sex in the office. And guys, sandals or no sandals, that's next.
You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terry.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Just Talking Out Loud. I'm Ron.
And I'm Terry.
And we're happy to have you along. How you doing, Terry?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah, we
Getting lots accomplished.
Yeah, we did, and we just got out of makeup. We went to the makeup truck. Terry went, got herself all, because she was down at the pool for a little bit as we were.
Got rained on.
Got rained on. That seems to be, the sun comes out, then it rains, and now the sun's back out. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, we'll take it. So we got a lot to talk about. But the first thing I want to talk about, before we talk about normalizing sex in the office so that people will go back to the office.
Gen Z wants to go.
Yeah, they want to have special rooms. We'll talk about that in a minute.
That's gross.
But how did we decide which side of the bed we sleep on?
I don't know.
Do you remember that? I mean, I wonder, now I'm kind of like, this is how it is. I'm on if you're facing the bed. So if we're facing the bed.
I'm on the left and
you're on the
right.
left and I'm on the right. But is that how it
I don't know if that's normal or what. That's just how we've been.
I was trying to think of TV shows that had, Bob Newhart had the Newhart show. His wife was on the left.
Raymond,
he's on the left and
she's
that's
on
right.
the right.
That's right. But I just wondered, how did we decide that?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I mean, I don't know what.
Because when we first got married, we had the bed on the other wall so that it was, when you walked in the door, you were right there to the bed too. You know what I mean?
You mean as soon as you walked in, it was right. Yeah.
So
I just don't know how.
Maybe that put you right by the door, and that's why we did that. I don't know.
I saw this as one of the topics. It said, how did you decide which side of the bed is yours? And I really don't. I don't know.
Remember.
I don't remember either. What happened? We need a Kleenex? Hold on.
Just in case, because if I sneeze.
There we go. We're ready.
Yeah.
You can tell we're not a professional podcast.
Oh, it
There's
wouldn't matter if I was. I've had a cold for 6 or 8 weeks, and
there is nothing professional.
If I sneeze, it's not professional.
About how we do things. So anyway, we don't know. How did you decide
which side of
the bed you sleep on? Maybe it was before you even started dating. I sleep on this side. That's how it's done.
I don't know. I guess you slept in a twin bed before you got married, so.
I know, but I don't know how.
I slept in the full water bed. I had the whole thing to myself.
She had a queen size water bed down in her basement. That is true.
I'm sorry.
Man, is this how it's going to be?
I'm sorry. I knew when I felt it in my throat, and then I coughed, and it went all the way up my nose.
So anyway.
I just don't want to gross anyone out by coughing something up.
Maybe you need some more Fireball whiskey.
Hey, that makes a good hot toddy.
If you don't need a hot toddy to clear out the snot, as Terry calls it, then some Fireball.
Lemon and honey.
How do you know the mixture? What's the mixture?
I just put lemon, and then I put honey, and then I just put like a shot of Fireball in there and stir it up real good so the lemon and the honey gets in there. And I downed it. I was to sleep within an hour, and I didn't cough.
Yeah, that's true. You didn't cough. That's good.
It cleans it right out of your throat if you're going to lay down and cough.
So let's get into our talking point number 1, which was number 1. We'll do number 2 now. Gen Z wants to normalize office sex. Now you might be saying, what are we getting into?
Good idea at all.
Employers are trying to pimp out their workspaces to sweeten the deal for workers to come back into the office. But apparently
no one wants to come back into the office is the problem, right?
Well, I mean, would you after so many years of
No,
being
I mean,
home all the time?
look, they've gotten rid of their workspaces and they're working from home. And
They've even downsized some offices.
yeah, I mean, why would you want to go back in if you can do your job from home?
Like there are some places that you don't really have a workspace. You go in, you plug your laptop in, and then that's
And it's first come, first
first
serve,
come,
and
first
sometimes you
serve.
can't find a spot.
right.
And they require you to come in 2 or 3 days a week or whatever.
Yeah. So they're trying to get a deal for workers to come back into the office. And apparently one thing that Gen Z,
So in other words, the Gen Zs are having sex while they're at home on their work time.
yeah, that is exactly right. They're requesting that some actual pimping space, kind of. A new poll, 47% of Gen Zers said that they're having sex while they're working remotely. Now, didn't say they were having sex while they were working. Just as remotely they were able to, maybe their lunch break, they rub
Take a
one out.
break,
I don't
yeah.
know how it works.
That's gross.
But due to more flexible schedules, now technically, like I said, they didn't say they're getting any action while on the clock. But when it comes to things
Break time.
they'd like to see added to the office, 38% said they'd like to have private spaces for hookups and solo play during the workday.
You're not here for that. You're here to work.
Does it
me.
help them
I pay you
concentrate?
8 hours.
Yeah, but who are you
to
hooking up
work.
with? I guess that's the question.
Yeah, your boss. Then he don't care if you go back on and do whatever you're supposed to do anyhow.
So
Then you're free for the rest of the day.
this is so they could,
'Cause you
quote,
paid your dues, kind of.
take a break alone or with a coworker. I don't know. 31% said they worry that return to the office would
That's how you used to get fired.
negatively impact their sex lives and disrupt their work-life balance.
I'm sorry. That's how you used to get fired, was to have sex at the workplace.
Right on your office desk.
Mhm.
Clear it all
and
off.
if you got
and-
caught, you were gone.
Unless they like to join in. Depends on kind of boss you have.
Yeah, I mean,
What kind of, what are we talking about? What kind of office are we talking about, I guess?
I don't know.
It does seem a little odd. Not all Gen Zers are feeling down about returning to the office. A lot of people, 42% actually, said that being around others helps improve their confidence. 18% said spending time with colleagues boosts their mood. So it's not just about,
And I
their
think it's
playtime.
more about, and people don't dress for work anymore either. And I think when I worked at the bank, that always, if you're having a bad day or whatever, you dress nice, make you feel better about yourself. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yes.
I always thought so anyhow.
Right.
I don't know. Dress professional, act professional, then the professional pay comes with it. You know?
It's changed a little bit, don't you think?
Oh, it's changed a lot.
I think it has changed quite a bit. But
No one cares about dressing or even coming to work. So
no,
And I do
because they're having
understand-
sex at home. I wouldn't want to go back to work either if I was getting action.
And I can understand if my job could be done at home. I could get my laundry done. I could, my 15-minute break. whoop,
Right.
There's a load of laundry thrown in. My half an hour lunch, I could throw it into the dryer. It's done when I'm done.
And it's nice.
Ready to fold. I mean, I get it.
I get it.
I never had a job that was like that, though. I always had to go to work.
Yeah. Me neither. We didn't have any playtime.
Nope, we've never been able to do our complete job from home. So
Continuing on the sex thing, men think less about sex than women think about fashion. It says that, ladies, how many times do you think about fashion during the day?
I don't think about it at all.
You don't think about what you're wearing?
Not unless I'm going someplace, or not like right now. I'm not going to work or anything, and I'm at home. So
But you were thinking about it for the podcast.
I just wanted to put something that was clean and decent on. I put my clothes that I had on earlier in the washing
In the washing machine. But I mean,
because
so
they had powdered sugar all over.
you really don't think about fashion that often.
No, I mean, I have a lot of nice clothes, and I'm not saying I never think about fashion when I go shopping.
Oh, when she's engaged.
I like that.
When she's engaged, she does.
Or Kohl's or wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice, And I have some nice dresses, hoping we go on a cruise at some point.
Yes, a cruise.
And I like to dress. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So according to a survey, women have fashion on their brain 91 times in a given day. That's 4 times more than men think about sex.
And I do say I thought about it 3 or 4 times the night before work and work
when
days,
you were,
whenever, because I wanted to.
You'd lay out your clothes sometimes.
Yeah, I would
too.
lay out my clothes, or at least decide what I was wearing and
Right.
make sure that it was clean and in the closet. It just made things easier in the morning.
Yeah.
Of course, I had to be out of here 6:30, quarter to
Right.
7. So to get up and exercise, shower, or spit bath, or whatever I was doing, if I had to wash my hair, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That just made it much easier if I knew what I was wearing. I'm wearing my blue dress, and where's my blue shoes? And, I'd have that all determined the day before.
Right.
You
So it was a lot more when you were working than it is now.
and it was nice when I worked in the mall, because I could walk down the mall on my lunch break and buy my new dresses and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
It was nice. There's a sale at some place. Well, there's a sale at Penny's. Boy, I would walk down at Penny's.
How many times a day I think about sex?
You probably do a lot.
I'm trying to think. Probably more on the weekend than during the week.
Why? You
Well,
think
because
about
during
it every morning. I know that.
Because-
And most evenings.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it right now. Now that we're talking about it.
Of course, because we're talking about it.
I can't help it. I'm thinking about it now. Yes.
I don't have to think about fashion. Now I get up, throw on something comfortable, because I'm going to be with ruggies all day,
Yeah, I know.
2 days a week. And the other days, like right now, I've been making cookies
Right.
or trying to get things done, moved around. I really need to get back in Mom's room and clean again, but I've been concentrating on cookies right now. I
Right.
figure by fall, I'm going to have this place cleaned out. All these boxes are going to be gone. We're going to clean.
We're going to
everything
clean out.
We're going to clean out.
We're cleaning. All right, let's
I'm
go
gonna
to the
keep
next.
your truck one day and go to the Mission and drop
Yeah,
off TV
yeah.
stands.
Yeah. I'll believe it when I see it. Okay. Next subject. Guys, sandals or no sandals?
You wear sandals sometimes.
Not all the time. I
Not
don't.
very often, but
No,
you
and
do.
there's a reason
Why?
that I don't wear.
You don't like your feet.
I don't. Well, there's not a lot on me that I do like, to be honest. I think sometimes I look in the mirror and I think, Terry married an ogre. I just don't. I don't have anything that I
You
would
used to have
say.
an afro, though. That's what Jody says.
Is it
Our-
an
our
afro
neighbor,
now?
and- No, you keep
Is
it
it-
shorter now.
Is it? You want me to kind of do that fake mustache I did in high school?
Well, no, it was
That
just
pretend? I
it
can't
was
do that
thin.
now.
It wasn't pretend. It was your real mustache.
It was a pretend mustache.
but it was just not real thick. That's all.
But yeah, I don't. That's why, I'm always afraid to. That's why I'm wearing socks. People don't want to see feet. Well, some people do want to see feet.
Some
That's
people
really
have a
not
feet
true.
Fetish. You always
We-
say you like my feet,
I do like your feet. Yeah,
and they're bony.
and they're in high heels. That's when they're really great. But
They're
I do.
still
I am.
bony.
Huh?
They're still bony. That bone sticks up on the top. Of
Put them on the camera. Let's see if we can. Can you see the foot? Okay. You can't really
see
tell,
the bottom.
no.
I'd have to turn it around. See the bone on the top? There?
See,
You
that's
can
the
see
bone.
the bone
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
top.
Okay. We're
See,
going to get
can
foot
you see
fetish.
this one?
That's perfect. See, now you're
Can you see
getting
the bone
a
on
whole
top?
different.
Yeah, see the
there,
bone
I see
on
it
top?
right there. Yeah. It's nice and tan though.
It is
A
nice
tan
and
foot.
tan, but it's got a bone on the top. Of it.
And I'm also, but before we leave, if you have trouble tanning, I have something you can eat that will actually help you tan.
Oh,
And it's good for you.
Oh, neat.
So before we leave the podcast,
So I got a
we're
new
gonna
food
talk
to put
about
in
that.
my repertoire.
yeah, well, you already pretty much eat these anyway. So back to the sandals.
That might be why I take
There-
it so well.
There's a reason why.
Men don't like to
Well,
eat
no,
sandals.
I think men like to wear sandals.
Some men do. I mean, some men you
Like-
see them in them all summer.
Yeah,
you know.
you're heading out to a barbecue, right?
Mhm.
So most men probably don't want it. It's summertime,
Mhm.
and they don't want to put on shoes, so they're going to put on
Sandals.
some kind of fashionable,
I used to like your
sandals.
brown Crocs that were leather.
something that's cool, right? Something that's comfy. But maybe you shouldn't, because 58% of women say guys shouldn't wear any sandals, citing nasty feet, including long toenails, lots of hair as some of the turnoffs that they have for men.
in
So is that why
sandals.
men are wearing socks? And see, I think socks and sandals seem a
I
little
don't know.
odd to
You
me.
you don't. You never. You know.
I'm not a sandals guy other than the beach. I wear them onto the
But
beach.
you used to wear those brown leather.
Not out.
Crocs.
When we go out, I don't.
Yeah, when we would go to dinner
No.
sometimes.
No. Nope. Wear tennis shoes. I got to cover these things up.
To a picnic, you won't wear them?
No, probably not. I don't feel comfortable. I don't know. Our picnics, yes. Around the house, I'll do it. But if I'm going out, they're just not.
Is that why they ended up in Zachary's, underneath Zachary's bed, and Rigby chewed him when he was a puppy?
What?
Your brown
No,
leather.
I have a pair.
Yeah, you still do.
They're in
have a
there,
pair,
yeah. But I just don't. They're comfortable too. They're really. We got them down in Nag's Head, didn't we?
You wear them when we go watch kids if you're off with me.
Again, yeah. These are private. Where only you are going to see my footsies, and I don't think you look at them anyway. I think you kind of go. Just a little. Anyway, so a lot of women do not think
Right.
guys,
Look good with sand.
especially if you don't have nice feet. So I guess the question is, do you have nice feet or do you think you have nice feet? One woman went as far as to say that too many guys have hobbit-looking feet, hairy with weird toenails.
And they don't. And she doesn't want to see.
And
it.
she don't want to see that. That is something that she just
Turns her off.
turns her off. So I don't know.
When it's hot outside, I don't care.
Are people looking at your feet? I guess that's the question.
I guess I don't look at feet that much.
Right. What do you look at?
I do notice if you're all dressed up and you got tennis shoes on. You know what I mean? Like if a woman has
Yeah, you do notice that a
all-
lot. That is
all
true.
dressed up like real fancy. Like
Yes.
if you've got a silk dress on and you've got tennis shoes, I notice that. I'm like, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, a
is true.
t-shirt dress and tennis shoes, that's fine. I mean, or a cotton dress. And I understand when you're like traveling.
Right.
Like if you're traveling, you're on a cruise ship and you're doing a day tour or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't know what kind of train you're going to get in. So then I would wear my t-shirt dress and my tennis shoes, not my silk dress and my tennis shoes.
Right. You're going to wear some type of.
I would save the silk dress for the dinner when you get back on the cruise, you know.
Right. But that's
just
just
me.
you.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying guys don't wear sandals. Do whatever.
And I wear sandals all the time in the summer.
You're a flip-flop girl. For sure.
I wore them. And this summer, I've really been a flip-flop in my ugly beach, yucky looking flip-flops.
Yes.
Because it's been raining all the time and I don't want to ruin my good ones.
I just wonder how many women out there is a turnoff for them. Is that something that they
You mean
notice?
for the guys to wear
to
sandals?
wear, a guy wears sandals.
Yeah,
They,
well, let us know if
notice
that
these-
turns you off.
are these like,
It doesn't bother me.
I mean, if they have black toenails, and I don't mean painted.
Some people paint them.
I know, but maybe, well, yeah,
Guys paint their toenails.
they do. They've
and
been painting their fingernails
now.
and toenails. But I mean, maybe these are just, like a bar. Because I have one that's
You have
a
one.
bar fell on it and never really,
Yeah, you have one.
it's
ugly
never
toenail.
really grown out. And it's a hobbit looking foot. that's the problem. So that's why I'm very, Not that I
conscious
think
about
anybody really I don't know if anybody really
notices.
notices. Maybe they do. I don't know. You noticing people's feet?
I don't know. I always put glitter on my toenails.
If a woman has high heels on, is kind of dressed up, I will notice. Like the whole,
outfit.
you know what I mean? Yeah. Because she looks
What if
really
she has
nice.
real fancy heels on and jeans.
Oh, yeah.
or-
If she's got the high heel.
or
You know,
and
I'm
something
gonna
really
notice that.
casual with it. You don't mind that either, do you?
What? Casual with.
Like with real fancy high heels, like jeans.
No, I don't.
or-
I think that would be, I'm good with that. Yeah. I think it just brings out a sexiness.
Yeah, because
or-
yeah.
I don't have to walk in them. That's the difference too. You know.
That is the big difference.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or do you don't care, right? If guys wear sandals, you don't care.
I don't care.
All
That's
right.
what I'm saying.
Okay. So you want to start a podcast. Maybe you're listening to the show today and you're thinking to yourself, boy, that would be fun. And I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Maybe today is the day. Maybe you're looking for a new marketing channel, or you have a message that you'd like to share with the world, or you just think it would be fun to have a talk show. Now, it is a lot of fun just talking to your friends. Maybe you have ideas about sports, life, or whatever your passion is. Today's the day. Podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online. And where should you go? Buzzsprout. It's hands down the easiest, and it's the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. And your show, believe it or not, can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories in minutes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, and you wouldn't believe how many more there are. And they make it simple to join all of them. Podcasting is not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is the team to join. They are passionate about your success. You can join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. We're one of them. We've been on Buzzsprout from the beginning, and I'm so glad I joined up. I had a little bit of an issue, emailed a customer service rep, and they got back to me within 5 minutes, and they had me calm down. It wasn't that hard, and what I was doing was my fault. So here's all you got to do. Click on the link in the show notes. It tells Buzzsprout we sent you. You can support our show, and if you get a paid plan, you get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Now, here's some other things that Buzzsprout provides. Like, you get a great looking podcast website. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I got to get a website, got to pay for that. No, you don't. They provide it for you. Also, they have audio players. Maybe you have a website, and all you want to do is promote your show on your own website. You can do that with their audio players, and you can also drop it into other websites and on Facebook or Twitter, and they help you do it all. Believe me, Buzzsprout is the way to go. They've helped me immensely, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe today is a day for you to start your podcast. And if you do, check out the link below in the show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card. Now, we were young. I was only 19 when we got married.
Yep.
I didn't turn 20 till that year, July. We got married in April.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they asked the question, what's the ideal socially acceptable number of sexual partners for men and women? You know, because things are different nowadays. They're not like, well, I mean, not that they were that much different.
If they're not married, 0.
Well, it should be, but that's not really how it goes nowadays.
Oh, I know. You see how many partners. Some of them say they have a different one every night. Do they realize that they're not only sleeping with that person, but everyone that person has slept with? And that's why you got so many venereal diseases out there.
I'm just telling, give me a number. I'm not saying about STDs.
They probably
just want a
think
number.
10 is normal.
Actually, no, but I mean, it's lower than that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it might come as a shock, but men, it's acceptable for men to have a higher number
Than women.
than women, but not as much as you might think.
I don't know. If you watch some of these reality shows, they all go.
Oh my gosh, we're watching.
They go,
what is it called?
Too Hot to
Too Hot to Handle in
Mhm.
Spain, which is, you would think it would be a little tough to take because
but they go out clubbing every night and take
what
a
do they
different
call
person home every
it's
night.
dubbed. So we're
Yeah.
listening to other people talk for them.
Yeah.
But man, oh daisies, these people are horny.
All over.
They could win $100,000. $100,000. They are down to $8,000. That's how many penalties. Like it cost $3,000 for a kiss or $6,000 for grinding or whatever it was. I can't remember.
I don't know. They're. Yeah.
And then one couple had lost $25,000 of the money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're on that show and you're thinking, okay, I could really use the money, $100,000, 10 people. So $10,000, goes a long way. But you have other people that you have to rely on to not do
they're
anything.
all a bunch of hornballs.
They're just,
and they kiss someone and then they say, oh, it was worth it. 3,000.
I don't know. I'm just, it's, I've never seen so many hornballs in all my life.
How long could you do
every
without
night
sex for $100,000?
How long could I go without sex for $100,000?
Yeah.
I'll bet you. Well, I mean, I'm older now. I don't know. See if it's different. If
Yeah.
if I was younger
When we first got married,
and
he thought I was
everything was a
rabbit.
little easier to,
Yeah.
it was a little more workable.
It all worked fine.
Yeah, if everything was, it didn't take, like the old. It's like having an old car where you have to crank it, to get it. That's a different kind of crank, but you know what I mean.
Juice, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, give it some juice. But I don't know. I think if you were to say right now, I would probably go a month.
You'd get nasty.
I don't think I'd be
You'd
nasty.
get mean.
I'm going to get
when you
$100,000
don't
at
get
the
it.
end of it. And then we're going to party like hell when it's all said and done.
You're going to go buy you some Viagra, huh?
I'm going to no, I don't need that yet. Come on, Terry. We're on a podcast here. You tell everybody I need Viagra now.
I didn't say
Gee,
that.
yes,
you're
you
gonna
did.
buy you some because
Well,
you
that
went a whole month
insinuates
without
that
it.
the
So
crank
you
isn't
wanna-
cranking, is what you're saying.
Well, I figured you're going to party hardy longer.
All right, what's the magic number? What do you think is the magic number for lifetime sex partners for men? It's under 10.
5.
Very good. It's 4 to 5. What about 4 to 5 lifetime sexual partners with 2 or 3 being casual, where you just kind of hook up because
They're sneaky link.
the sneaky link. That's very good. And the first sexual encounter of age-wise,
Around
18,
16.
well, this is 18 to 20
Okay.
for men. Now, for women, it's a little bit lower, the body count.
Really?
Yeah. Any guesses?
3.
Yeah, I tell you, I should play the lottery with you. It's 2 to 3 with 1 or 2 casual ones. And then the age for the first encounter,
16.
16 to 18. Now, you have to remember that this study was done in Germany. So the age consent is 14 in Germany.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And that's, to me, I mean, I think 16 is too young, but for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, as you get older, I was 16
You
once.
got married when you were 19.
Right.
So,
Yeah. But you teased me for like a year before that. We were together.
More than a year.
Yeah, more than a year.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You teased me.
You teased me too, if I recall.
Yeah, well, it was
mooned me down your mom's.
It was a little bit of
hallway.
both. I think it went both ways.
There was some, yeah.
So yeah, and then they were talking about in the event people with moderate sex lives are kind of judged most positively, while those at either extreme, super active or completely inactive, tend to face a little more punishment for some reason. I don't know why. Like if you were a
people
virgin,
might-
why would you, so what?
But I wouldn't even know. It's not something I asked.
No, we didn't ask. We didn't ask each other. I didn't say, I knew you had a lot of boyfriends.
But I wasn't
But you
sexually
weren't
active with
promiscuous.
all of
Oh, I said it.
them. Promiscuous.
That was very good. I actually said the word. I probably couldn't do it again, but I just kind of spit out there and I thought I'd run with it.
But
So I
almost
did.
all the boys tried.
All the boys try. They always you always said they like to hold the back of your head.
That's gross.
Didn't you say that?
That's
You
gross.
did say that though.
And when they do that, that would turn me
It
off.
turned you off. The light went off.
All right, get out.
Okay, so do we want to do what could help you get a tan, and then we'll finish up
Yeah.
the podcast, and then we'll do manly smells next. Well, no, we're actually going to do a taste test, or a snack test, I should say, from Taiwan.
Next show.
We just got the box, and our next show, we will be doing, what do I say?
Doing snacks from Taiwan.
Thank you. Thank you for filling that in, because that's what we're doing. Okay, so there are some things you can do if you're one that has trouble tanning. Some people are
don't
not
have any
naturally
trouble
tan.
tanning.
I know, but there are people out there that do have some issues.
White as a ghost.
White as a ghost.
French fry and then peel.
Yes. There's certain fruits and vegetables actually that are rich in beta carotene that can contribute to a healthy looking golden toned skin color. Often described as a natural tan, the effect is due to the pigment carotenoid, which accumulates in the skin when consumed in higher quantities. So you want to eat foods like carrots, which are rich in beta carotene. It's a very promising and popular choice for promoting healthy skin. Sweet potatoes, okay, very good for beta carotene. Dark leafy greens, it's also good to get yourself a natural tan. Other orange and red fruits, tomatoes, peppers, apricots, cantaloupe are good sources of carotenoids. So if you can find those types of things, you can have a natural tan like my wife. A natural tan without worrying about you're going to get cancer from the sun, which is scary. A lot of people use the tanning beds, and those are not really that much better. They're not better. But if you lotion, you put enough sunscreen on.
I don't think that's good for you either. I
don't think
some
it's
of the
good for
stuff
you
in
either.
the sunscreen actually probably helps give you cancer nowadays.
Well, everything
They got
does. There's
everything.
stuff in everything.
They got so much crap and chemicals in everything we do.
Yeah.
now.
So that's whatever. But that's what we got going on. You want a natural tan, eat healthy. So you do two things, right? You get a healthy tan and possibly get healthier by eating right.
Yep.
It's a win-win.
I always eat healthy and I still get fat.
You're not fat. You're not fat.
Can't take it off though.
Maybe it's we need more exercise. It burns a lot of calories. I heard that from
Yeah.
a very reliable source
Okay.
when I was staying overnight at your house.
Oh yeah, it's from my dad.
Yes. I was staying over. Why was I staying overnight?
Was it because we had the girls?
I don't know. I was
BG and
staying
Elizabeth?
overnight. No, because didn't happen when your nieces were there. I was in the room across from her mom and dad. Terry was downstairs
And
in her
didn't
big
hold
giant
back.
bed,
And they didn't.
and
hold
they didn't
back.
hold back. All I heard was squeaky, 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 and then I heard this. You could lose a lot of calories. And I went, ah. That's when you take the pillow and you wrap it
stuff
around your head. Like Raymond did when he saw his wife's parents having sex in the bedroom, and he
then
says,
said,
"It'll
"And my
burn your
pillow-
retinas."
And my pillow was in between his legs.
But anyway, there's our Ray. There's one for you, buddy. We miss him. We miss you. That's
Yep.
for sure. But thanks so much for listening.
Baffin could call of the water.
No. Why'd you even bring that up?
I don't know, because he always.
Don't do that.
He-
No. We're not doing that.
He had a good call.
Whatever. We're not doing that. Why did you even say it?
I don't know.
No, bro. I'll have to cut all that out now.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Thanks so much for listening. We appreciate it. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook or X at Just Talking Out Loud. Also, every Monday we have a new episode. So please
Like, subscribe, and share.
Yes. I need to feed you better than I do. So you're prepared. You can hit the like button.
Like, subscribe,
Yes.
and share.
All that. We could use it for sure. Because Ron's getting a little antsy.
Yeah, he keeps saying he's going to quit.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks so much. We appreciate you. Those of you listening and those of you watching, we are out.
Have a great week.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.